some Lego investors are getting a little bit nervous because there has been some recent rumors about a new Lego Disney castle that's about to be released. And for people who invested heavily in the Disney castle that just retired at the end of 2022, is this a bad thing? Is it something to be worried about? First thing I gotta say is that I don't have all the answers, because the new Disney castle that is rumored to be released in July, it is just that, it is rumors right now. We don't really know exactly what's gonna happen. So anything that I say here is just my opinion, so please remember that. So let's just brainstorm this a little bit. Now, I do want to say, if you invested in the Disney castle that is now going up in value, you are in a pretty strong place, and I would not be concerned because that set is multiplying in value very, very quickly. It's doing very, very well as an investment in the aftermarket. And so you already have a nice cushion of return on investment. So that's the first thing that I want to say, and we will look at that in a little more detail in a moment. But first, let's talk about this rumor. Now, there have been rumors coming out recently that in July there will be a new Disney castle released. And this is in addition to Ariel's Palace, the Little Mermaid set that is coming out. That is set number 43225. But in addition to Ariel's Palace, there is now rumored to also be another castle in the Disney theme. And the new set is apparently set number 43222 with 4,837 pieces and an MSRP of $399.99. Now, that would make it the most expensive Lego Disney set ever, and it would put it at a higher price point than the Disney castle that just retired at the end of 2022. Now, this year is Disney's 100th anniversary, and so there is a lot of celebration, there is a lot of stuff going on, and so it wouldn't be that abnormal for some sort of real big flagship set to be released this year. And since the previous flagship set was that Cinderella Disney castle from Disney World that retired at the end of 2022, a lot of people think that that is exactly what they're going to re-release in a kind of a new and improved version. So again, this is all just rumors, and there are people saying that it is likely to be another Cinderella's castle from Walt Disney World, but then there are other people saying that this is actually not going to be the Disney World castle. This is going to be the Disneyland castle, which is Sleeping Beauty's castle in Disneyland in LA, which could change everything if that is the case, because if the new castle ends up being the LA Disneyland castle, Sleeping Beauty castle, then in my opinion, that actually adds some collectability factor with the old Cinderella Disney World castle. And I think Disney collectors will want both of those castles because they are very different. They are for two different Disney princesses, and I honestly think there's going to be a lot of people who are going to want both castles. As a result, after that new set comes out, you could have people buying the new set and then going to the aftermarket and also buying the old set to finish the collection. So it is fully possible that the new set could actually drive demand for the old set and help to bump up that value in the aftermarket. But again, that really does depend on exactly what this castle ends up being, and we just don't know yet. If this ends up being a new and improved version of the Disney World castle that already retired, then there is no doubt that it will impact and hinder the growth in price of that set during retirement. Because of course, it is hard to see people going and paying multiples of MSRP for the old version on eBay when they could just go to Lego stores and buy a new and improved version for $400. So there's no doubt that that would happen, and some of the Lego investors who were holding the old Disney castle that's already retired would start to try and sell it, and they start to try and move their inventory out. As a result, we will see the price start to come down a little bit as some of that competition ramps up a little. But eventually those sets will sell out, the price will stabilize, and over time it will go back up. Now, if you are holding the old Disney castle as an investment, I do want to say that the performance so far has been so strong that you are kind of in a strong position. So quickly, let's have a quick look at Amazon. This is the Disney castle on Amazon. It's set number 71040. Again, retired at the end of 2022. And this set is at $600 right now. It was a $350 MSRP. If we scroll down and have a quick look at the price chart here on Keepa, and if we look at just what's happened in the last year on this set, what is going on, so we see the price rising significantly as soon as this started to sell out. It retired at the end of the year, but it started to dry up around October, November timeframe, and then into December it was starting to become hard to find. And so as a result, we had the price ticking up very, very quickly. Demand was still strong throughout Q4, of course, up until it's gotten to the point where it's around $600 recently. Now, we do have a little bit of a drop recently, and I do think that some of that is the rumors of the new castle, and some people are liquidating their inventory, and we see a little bump in sellers that are trying to get rid of their castles. But again, we're at $600 or close to it right now. There has been a really nice ramp up, and that is a cushion that has been built in, and there's a return on investment already there just after a couple of months of hold time. So you're in a good position with this, and if you decide that you want to sell it, you're actually making a pretty good profit after a very short period of time. or if you decide that you want to hold it, you could actually benefit from this, because as some of these sellers start to drop their prices, they're going to sell out quicker, and then the low ballers will be gone. And then as a result, you'll have less supply on the listings, you're going to have less lowball sellers. And then if the new castle does end up being a complement to this, if it is the Disneyland castle, for example, and it drives a little bit of collectability for this one, then the price on this set would end up growing even faster after all of that shakes out. But again, we just don't know yet exactly how that's all going to play out, and right now it is rumors. I just wanted to share some thoughts. So if it ends up being a Disneyland castle, I do think that it could actually help the value of the Disney World castle because of collectability. And if it ends up being a re-release or a new improved version, I do think it will hinder the value a little bit, but I think the cushion of return on investment that has already been built in the very early incredible performance of this set will help to make sure that nobody loses money on this set. And really the question is, should we hold to make more, or should we sell now and take those profits? Which again is a fantastic place to be, and it's a great problem to have, and that's why I love Lego investing so much. Now, I don't want to tell you specifically what to do with your inventory, so each person should make their own decisions, but this is just my thoughts on how I will be approaching this situation. And if you want to keep up to date on the discussion, make sure you join the free Facebook group. Click the link down below to get into the Facebook group, and then you can track some of the discussions as this all plays out. So I hope you found this useful, and I'll see you in the next one.